Good morning, students. Today you'll be having English class. Already would have Pritamus has already started with advertisement and notice writing. So today she'll be completing all the 5 marks of letter writing, note making, and summary writing. Apart from that, she'll be completing active voice and passive voice also. So children, listen carefully all the rules, how to write, what to write, because 5 marks, if you're going to do well, you're going to get 40 marks out of 100. So all the best, children. Listen carefully and make a note of everything. Thank you.
Happy morning, children. From the previous section, we seen that advertisement and notice writing. But today, we are going to see a different topic. I'm not going to say the topic. You're going to guess the topic through the pictures. What is the first picture shows? Yes, very good, Sandhya. That is letter. Okay, what is the next picture shows? One boy is writing in a notebook. Okay. Then guess, compare these two clues. What you're going to do today? Yes, it's none other than letter writing. Very good. So today we are going to see about letter writing. What do you think of letter writing, children? In those days, our great grandfathers using only letter to convey their message to one person to other. But today's world, there is no letter writing at all, because the technology is very much improved through like WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, etc., etc., etc. So, in those days, they are very much eager about letters. What is the definition of letter writing? Letter writing is a written message. We write a letter to a person who are far away from us. We convey our messages to them in a clear and forceful manner. So, a letter is a written message through a person who is far away from us. We convey our messages through a clear and forceful manner. And what is letter writing? The exchange of written or printed communication. Yes, absolutely, a written method we used as a communicate as a letter writing. Writing letters is to be considered as easiest thing to do, but very few write really very good letters. A good letter should follow all the rules of good conversation and good composition. So a good letter should follow some rules and regulations. They have some formats through letter writing. So classifications of letters. So letters are broadly classified as formal and informal. So there are two types of letters. One is formal and another one is informal letters. So first we are going to see about formal letters. In formal letters, they have addressees. Yes, someone you don't know. So somebody want to write a letter without their name, you don't know the name of the person. So that is we use like a formal letter. We talk about like a work, business, or any official subject. So we talk about any work, business, or any other work in the formal letters. Kinds of formal letters. What kind of business letters am I writing? So here's some examples of letter writing. Letter of inquiry, letter of application, letter of complaint, letter of regret, and thank you letter. These are the some formal letters we used to write in a formal way. And then in the formal letter, we have some rules and follows. First, address and date, salutations, body, and complimentary close, and then sign. So, in that formal letter, we see address, date, salutation, and body, complimentary close, and signature. So in formal letter we have some style to use their formal letter. So use only the formal language. So don't use any colloquial language in formal letter. Use only a formal language and don't use contractions. Use modules such as can, could, should, may, might. So while you are writing a formal letter, use such modules can, could, may, might. So use as a formal letter, use in a formal letters. So don't use contraction like etc. that so. So these are not using as a contraction words. And they have some structure and content to write the formal letter. You must always a clear reason for writing. So there is a clear reason. For example, you are going to apply for a job. So in for that job, what they want? It's a resume. Okay, so there is a clear reason for writing. Link sentence with and, but, or because. Divide the letter into clear paragraph. So these are the main 3 points, structure and content to write a formal letters. So give a clear reason for writing. Link sentence with and, but and because. Divide the letter into a clear paragraph. So these are the 3 important structure and content to follow be in a formal writing. And useful language. Yes, they have a very useful languages to use as a formal writing letter. So greeting like dear Mr. or Mrs. Harkness. So if you know the name, you can use their name. Otherwise, sir, madam. So if you do not know the name, you can use as a dear manager or dear ma'am, dear sir, like that. So reason for writing. So what you are going to write? I am writing to apply for job. Are you asking any permission? You are taking leave permission. Whatever reason for writing. And then formal expression. I could like, could to see, send me what. So if I like expectation, I like this, I like that. What is going to do? That is formal expression is must in a formal letter. So I enclosure my. So you can attach any files or any documents in the letter to the through the letter. So I am enclosure with any curriculum vitae or any or photo, whatever it is. And then contact. If you need any more information, you have a contact address or number. And then closing. I'm looking forwarded forwarding from you, yours faithfully. So these are the useful language you can use as a use in a formal writing. So now I'm going to show an example for formal writing. So this is a formal writing, formal leave letter. First we have a sender address to the right corner of the paper, and then date, and then receiver address, salutation, subject, body, subscription, signature, address on the envelope. This is a perfect formal letter. We can use it in the you can use it in your exams. So first you are going to write from, that is sender address, that is yours, your name, your class 10th standard, whatever section A or B, and then your school name, Kamaraj Metric High Secondary School, Chennai 23, and then date. First from sender address, second date, and third receiver address is important to the principal or to their correspondence. So whatever you're going to write to their principal of Comrades Metric High Secondary School, Chennai 23, and then respected sir or madam, that is salutation, and then subject for what you are going to write the letter. Restriction of 1 day leave, so you are asking 1 day leave. And then body of the letter: as I am suffering from cold and fever, I am unable to attend the class today, so I request you to grant me leave for 1 day only, and write that date also, which day you are going to take leave. So that is the body of the letter. After you finish this, thanking you, and then yours truly. From previous years and all, you're right. Yours you are apostrophe yes, but this year you don't write apostrophe s. Yours you are s. Don't use apostrophe s. So yours truly, comma, and then write your name. After you finish this, don't forget to write address on the envelope what you have written in the receiver address. So that is to the principal of Comrades Metric High Secondary School, Chennai 23. So this is the perfect formal letter. First you are going to write sender address, and then date, receiver address, salutations, subject, body, subscription, signature, address on the envelope. This is a perfect formal letter. It's an example for your, you can use it as your examples. So now we are going to see informal letter. Informal letter writing. So informal letter writing is nothing but writing friendly letters. Okay, through your uncles, auntie, uncle, auntie, your friends, you're far away, you're going to write as a informal letter. Informal letter has a 5 parts. As you are seen in the formal letter, those sender address, date, receiver address, salutation, subject, whatever, as well as in the informal letter also you have 5 parts. That is heading, salutations, the body, the closing, and the signature. These are the 5 parts, 5 important parts using in your informal letter. First, the heading is important. The heading can include your address and the date. First, the heading is include only your date and address. If it is your address, not necessary. And then salutation: dear, lovely friend, dear friend, best friend, whatever you are going to write in that is salutation. I written here dear Susan. So dear, the blank is for your name, what your friend's name, your uncle name, to whom you are going to write the letter. That is salutations. After you are finishing that name, don't forget to put a comma after that name. And then body of the letter. The body of the letter, that information you're going to invite your friend for what? Your birthday party or your brother's marriage, whatever. You're going to invite for what? So that is called as a body of the letter. And then closing. In the closing, the first word is capitalized and put a comma after the last word. So after you're finishing the body of the letter, you're going to write your friend or lovely friend, truly friend. After you're writing a friend, after comma in the closing ceremony. So your friend, you're getting their comma, and then your signature. This is your name, it goes under your closing. So you write your friend and your name. that is your signature. So now I'm going to show a complete informal letter. So here a sender address, date, salutation, body of the letter, subscription and signature, at last address on the envelope. So like same as you written in a formal letter, in informal letter also this is sender address, date, salutation, body of the letter, subscription and signature. So I'm going to give some letters and you're going to identify which is formal and informal and start writing the practice in your class. So write a letter to your friend of your Teachers' Day celebration at your the school and the role taken by you as a organizer. So you are taking a role as organizer. So you are inviting your friend. Can you guess what form of letter it is? Yes, very good, John. It is informal letter. And then write a letter of introduction to a friend in Shamdashpur to accommodate another friend from Hyderabad whom could be visiting and say how each will enjoy company for the other. So this is and also a very good Mithun Shiva. It's an informal letter. Write a letter to your sports club declining the invitation for the trekking trip to the Himalayas, explaining reasons. And then write a letter to the newspaper of the problems faced by you as a motorbike driver from your hostel to college, indicating the bad state of roads. And then write a leave letter to your principal mentioning the dates and the reason for your absence. Write a letter to your young cousin doing graduation to pick up the habit of reading newspapers, highlighting how it is helping you in your career. So I am giving 6 forms of letters and you're going to identify and writing it in your English homework note. Then from the next class, I will check in that. So thank you, students. Grammar part, it's very important. Active and passive voice. What is active voice? In active voice, the subject is doing the action while object is one receiving the action. So in active voice, the subject, the first person is doing the action and the object, one who receiving the action, So that is active voice. Active voice is considered to be the normal form of sentence. In the normal form of sentence, we can identify the active voices. Most of the sentence that we make use of this active voices. It also a simpler compared to the passive voice. Is compared to the passive voice, the active voice is very simpler to passive voice. Yes, understand the children? It follows some patterns, that is subject plus verb plus object. Object is nothing but the receiver. So subject, the doer of the action, and the verb, the object of the verb, including the verb, plus the object, the receiver of the subject. So subject plus verb plus object. This pattern should be followed in a active voice. Yes, children, can you understand this? Yes, subject plus verb plus object. This pattern should follow in a active voice. Subject is a doer and the verb plus the object is receiver. The subject doer the action which is receiver from the object. For example, Harry ate a sandwich this morning. In this, Harry is a subject, that is doer, verb ate, and then sandwich is a receiver. So that is object. In this sentence, Harry is the doer of the action, ate the sandwich. So Harry is a subject, ate is a verb, and sandwich receives the action. So that is obviously object. Can you understand the children? Yes, we'll see the another example to more understanding. Lillian washes the dishes after the dinner. Here, Lillian washes the dishes after the dinner. So after dinner, she washes the dishes. So in this sentence, Lillian is a subject, that is doer, who is going to wash the dishes. So washes is a obviously verb, and the dishes is receives that is dishes object. So subject plus verb plus object is called as a active voice. We'll see the other examples. My kids love vegetable salad. My kids love vegetable salad. In this sentence, can you separate that verb, subject, verb and object? Sandhyapar? Yes, my kids is a subject, love is a verb, and salad is a, obviously it's a receiver, that is object. Very good, Sandhyapar. I turned off the television. I turned off the television. Naveen, can you split the subject, verb and object? Yes, I. Very good. I is a subject. Turned off, it's a verb. Very good. And then television is a object. Very good, Naveen. Keep it up. And then Basha, can you split this? I like that dress. I is a subject. Very good. Like is a verb. Very good. Dress is a object. Very good, Basha. So this sentence is splits like a subject, verb and object. So these are the some examples of active voices. Can you understand the children? Yes. Now we move on to the passive voice. Can anyone guesses what is passive voice? The subject is the receiver of the action. So in active voice, the subject is a doer of the action, right? But in passive voice, the receiver of the action is called subject. So there is a difference between active voice and passive voice. The subject is the receiver of the action. The doer is found at the end of the sentence. So in this passive voice, the subject is receiver of the action. The doer is found at the end of the sentence. So subject is receiver plus verb, that is be form verb, plus past participle plus by plus doer of the action. This pattern should follow in a passive voice. Can you understand, children? Yes. Subject is receiver of the action and doer is at the end of the sentence, and subject plus be plus past participle plus by plus doer of the action. This pattern should follow in a passive voice. We will see some examples of passive voice. Monday gave me this book. See, Monday gave me this book. This voice is obviously a active voice. So here Mandy is a subject, that is doer, gave is a verb, and this book is a receiver. But we change into the passive voice. This book was given by Mandy. So the receiver will come at first, that is subject, and then verb, and then by past participle plus by plus and the subject. So we will exactly say that the subject, that is receiver, will come first in the passive voice, and then verb and the doer of the action is now found at the end of the sentence. So the book is the receiver of the action and given, but at the same time it also the subject who draw the action is found at the end of the sentence. So this book was given by Mandy. We'll see another example also. The principal suspended my friends. So here is the principal suspended my friends. That is active voice. We change into the passive voice. My friends were suspended by the principal. So my friends were. So my friend is a subject. Suspended is a verb. And by the principal is a doer of the action. So my friends is the receiver of the action. Will come first as a subject and then verb and then doer of the action will the principal is the doer of the action, that is suspended. So that will comes under the doer of the action at the last. So my friend was suspended by the principal. Can you clearly understand this passive voice? We will do other examples also. My sister borrowed my car. So my car was borrowed by my sister. That kid stole Mrs. Luther's wallet. So Mrs. Luther's wallet was stolen by my kid. So you are going to do some exercise. You identify if the sentence is active or passive. If it is active form, change into the passive. If it is passive, make into a active. You are going to say the answers, children. My dog ate the bones. So what voice it is? Can you guess? Yes, Gautam, very good. That is active voice. Now we are going to change as a passive voice. The bones were eaten by my dog. Yes, here the bones eaten my dog. That is receiver will come first. Eaten the verb. My dog is a doer of the action. My best friend was struck by a vendor. So here what voice it is? Yes, Rachel, very good. That is passive voice. Now we are going to change into a active voice. A vendor trucked my best friend. A vendor is a subject, verb and the object. My best friend is a object. In the third sentence, the doctor operated the patient for 12 hours. So, it's a 12 hours. What type of voices is this? It is active voice. Very good, Seshu. Then we change into a passive voice. The patient was operated by the doctor for 12 hours. So the patient, subject, operated, verb. The doctor is object, obviously the receiver. Mr. Ronalds will check our papers tomorrow. This is what voice? Yes, Augustine. It is active voice. Very good. So we'll change into a passive voice. Our papers will be checked by Mr. Ronalds tomorrow. So our papers is subject, will be checked as a verb. Mr. Ronald is a receiver, that is object. The last sentence, the books in your room were arranged by mom. It is what type of voices? Yes, Hemasti, It is passive voice. Very good. So you're going to change as a passive voice. Mom arranged the books in your room. So mom is a receiver, and then receiver will come first as a subject, and then arranged, the books is arranged is a verb, books is a subject doer of the action. So in this section we see what is active and what is passive. And active, how will you identify the active and how will you identify the passive, and what are the sentence we'll use in active voice and what are the sentence we'll do in a passive voice. We seen some examples. So kindly revise at your home active voice and passive voice regularly. So you understand the will you experience in that topic. Thank you, children. We'll see you in the next class. We are going to see that note making and summary and report writing. Note making and summary is more or less similar. So I'm going to tell about note making. It is very useful for your exam. So tips for note making. Can anyone guess what is note making? Yes, Saravanan, very good. Note making is nothing but it's a summarizing of a paragraph. So you are giving one paragraph in your question paper. From that paragraph, you are going to read the passage. From the passage, you have to read that passage and then write a suitable title of that. You have to give a suitable title of the paragraph. In step 3, select the big words from the given passage. So in that passage, you are going to pick out big words and then select that words with the select words with the hyphen between them as shown in the module. So these are the 4 main important tips for note making. First, you are going to read that passage and then you have to give a suitable title for that and then select the big words from the passage and write the selected words with using hyphen between them as shown in the model. Then start note writing. Step 1, you are going to write notes and then give a suitable title, that modern village. After you are giving a suitable title, you are going to write the paragraph with using hyphen. So using that hint, you are going to write the paragraph. Airurpuram village, Tamil Nadu today. Tourist spot lost traditional look. Touched huts replaced star hotels. Roads widened supermarket and replaced the natural beauty. Fast food replaced the provision shop. So from that passage, you are going to have a segregate the passage using the hint punctuation. After you finish that passage, next you are going to do summary, rough copy. From the rough copy, the title. After written your title, you are going to write a paragraph from the given passage. So, Airurpuram, a virgin village of South Tamil Nadu, is now a tourist resort. It has lost its beauty and tradition. Its attached huts and rough roads, trees and provision shops are no more. We find a harbour, a 5-star hotel, supermarket and a fast food shop selling tasters. So, after you're finishing your rough draft, don't forget to strike out the rough draft from your left hand side to the right hand side. That is main for the rough draft. So after you finish that paragraph, you are going to strike out that from the left corner to the right corner of your page. So step 1, you are going to write summary, and then step 2, rough copy, and third, the title. After finishing that paragraph, you are going to strike out the rough copy from left to right. And then fair copy is step number 6. After you are finishing the rough copy, you move on to the fair copy, and then title. After the title, you are written as a passage, small passage. The unspoiled coastal village of Airurpuram of South Tamil Nadu has been converted into a tourist resort devoid of its traditional look and natural beauty. The village has its huts, mud, roads and provision shops. This has been replaced by an harbour, a 5-star hotel, supermarket and fast food shop. So from the rough copy, you are going to write a fair copy. After you are finishing that fair copy, children, don't forget to write the step 8, that number of words given and then number of words written. So number of words given from the passage, you are going to count and write the words. So approximately write that word, number of words given, and number of words written, write approximately what you have written in the fair copy. So this is note making as well as a summary. After we are going to see that report writing. What is report writing? Yes, very good, Sandhya. Report writing is a factual description of events. So it's any events happening in surrounding your area or in the school, you are going to write a report. Report should be always written in past tense. So it's a very important point. Whenever you are going to write a report should be in past tense. So your report should be written in past tense, not in future tense, not in a present tense. So always report should be written in past tense. There are two types of report. Report for newspaper and report for magazine. There are two types of report writing. One is newspaper and another one is magazine. From that, they have some format to write that. So first we have to write heading, byline, opening paragraph, full report and conclusion. These are the format to write a report. First heading, byline, opening paragraph, full report and conclusion. We have some format for newspaper also. So we are going to write a report for newspaper. First you have to follow the heading and then line, date and place, when and where that event going to happen, and then opening paragraph, account of the event and then conclusion. These are the main important format for report writing in newspapers. Things must be included in reports. What are the when you are going to write a report writing, what are the things should be in report writing? First, specification of report in brief. So we have some specification report in brief, and then structure of report should be in a logical in order. They have follow some orders. So the structure of a report should be in a logical and in order. Appropriate conclusion should be made if needed according to the report. So we have some conclusion for the report writing. So appropriate conclusion should be followed in the report. Could limit should strictly followed, which is 150 to 200 words. When report writing should follows around 150 to 200 words. So these are the things should be included in report writings. As here I gave a sample question that recently a social science exhibition was organized in ABC International School, and write a report on social science exhibition held. You're going to write a report on social science exhibition held in ABC International School. So first you're going to write a heading, social science exhibition, written by your name, XX or some other thing. So here is a Magatra and Meghat. Social science exhibition was organized in our school on 15th of this month. Honorable Chief Minister of our state arrived as a chief guest at 8 a.m. in the Social Science Club. They inaugurated the exhibition and our principal delivered a small speech on the meaning of exhibition and also took the view of the students on this topic. After the inauguration of the ceremony, they even to see the projects of the students and asked about their projects. So here written small report about the exhibition organized in this month of 15th, and who is the inaugurate the function and who is the chief guest and the time. These are the important of report writing. After that, the students replied them very politely and confidently. Chief Minister praised the students of their projects and congratulated them for their hard work. The program ended with the distribution of sweets among the participants. So here there is a conclusion also written in the passage. So here first the heading is there, and then who is going to organize, and then what date, time, venue, and who is the chief guest of the social science exhibition. So all in the report writing. Now I am going to give some tips to write your report writing. The language should be easy. So while you are writing, the language should be easy to understand by others. So language should be easy, and write in paragraph. So while you are writing in paragraph. Make a rough draft and of important points you are going to include it. You take important points from the rough draft and start making important points, and make small sentence to conclude the small sentence, and highlight the important points of the report, like date, venue, when it is happened and where it is happened. It should be included what, when and where. So 5 W's you already know. Can you tell what is 5 W's and H? Yes, Augustine. What, where, when, who, which. Very good. And one why, H, how. Very good, Augustine. So these are the 5 W's and 1 H is used for your report writing. From this we are going to finish our section. From the first we seen that advertisement. From advertisement what we are seeing? Yes, outline, caption, background, catchy dialogues. So this all comes under advertisement. Notice writing. After that, letter writing, active voice and passive. We started grammar also, active voice and passive voice. After that, note making, summary and report writing. So children, kindly do more practice on this for important 5 marks to get full marks in English. All the best. All the best, children. Do well. Thank you.